Welcome to the 12 sign forecast, 12 sign look, 12 sign astrology. Over. Jupiter sextile Uranus trine Neptune, or Jupiter in harmony with Uranus and Neptune, because we are talking about both planetary energies involved. So we're going to be delving into this really deep, very in-depth look at the signs, and if you want to see the timestamps, then they are in the description of this video, as well as in the video itself. So you want to pay attention for your sun, moon, and rising sign. Your rising sign is most predominant. Your sun sign is secondary. Your moon sign is third. It's more emotional, intuitive, home-based, private. Now, the dates for this, because one of the comments that I got in my head about this was that I just give all this information and you don't know what the heck is happening. So from now I'm going to try to, if I remember to do so, give you the dates. So Jupiter is going to be sextile, trine Neptune July 20th, and it's going to be sextile Uranus on July 21st. So basically, those 2 days, or around the time for the whole month of July, really this energy is going to be active for that whole month. So you really want to keep that in mind going on here. Okay, so let's start out with Aries first of all. So for Aries, the very first question is, what do you want in your life? What is it that you want? What is it that you desire? And by the way, these themes overlap from the first part, from the first video. These themes come together and they blend into one another. So the themes I talked about in the other video get more personalized in this video with the 12 signs. So the question for Aries is, what do you want? What do you desire? What do you dream for your life? What is that vision that you want for your life? And with Aries energy, you can do anything that you set your mind to. It's very optimistic energy, really positive energy. Aries just has the desire to just stand up and act right in the moment, and it just makes it happen. Aries just makes it happen. That's what it does. It can make it a reality, make it real, want to manifest it, and that's exactly what it does. So, really, you can do anything you set your mind to, Aries. And this can happen really easily for you, very well for you. So, anything that you want to make happen in your life, any dream, any vision, any idea, any plan that you have, any goal that you want to achieve, anything that you want in the physical level, you can make happen at this time. You can turn into a reality. That's the very, very first thing going on here. Now, what do you want to give to the world? Who do you want to serve? Who do you want to impact in a positive way? Who do you want to make a difference and jump off the diving board with? Who do you want to throw the carrot over the hill and give the carrot to another as opposed to keeping it for yourself because you just feel this strong urge to be generous, to be kind, to be compassionate, to want to give. So what do you want to give in terms of uplifting and inspiring others to be true to themselves? Because it's the gift of Aries is that it's very, very true to itself. It's very, very authentic to itself, loves itself very, very deeply. It's very, very wanting to be an individual, wanting to be strong in its identity, wanting to do what is best for its identity and its own rhythm and its own meter beater and its drumming. So, what can you give in order to help others to see, like, okay, maybe I can become an inspiration. Maybe I can uplift whoever they are. And see that maybe I can light some spark and put some spoozies inside of them. What are the spoozies that you want to put in them? That's what I'm asking you. What kind of fire do you want to light inside of them? That's what it can really, really be here. So, yeah. Okay, so now, the next thing is to really, really get out of your ego. Getting out of what your ego desires, your ego wants in terms of the next best thing. I want to throw the Zazel out with the basketball bat. I want to rule over everybody. I want to prove how powerful I am. I want to take others down to make myself better. I want to prove how legitimate I am by fighting others. You see where this could become problematic. So, it is best to release these tendencies that Aries has as a fire sign, which is representative of the ego. Mars is a planet that is representative of the ego, it rules Aries. And so your ego wants all this stuff. So, how can you, with all the shiny things and the low-level aspects of your life, how can you get things that are more aligned, not with your ego, but with your soul? Something more spiritual is gate locking at your doorstep. Something more spiritual is coming online for you. That time that you crack the code, that time you see all those things gathered up. That time you see what your soul really wants. Does it want all the fame and the attention? Does it want to get what it wants at all costs? It wants peace and harmony. It wants kindness and compassion. And it wants freedom of expression. And so does your ego. Your ego doesn't want, about reassigning the ego. Saying, the ego is your personality. The soul of who you are is your essence, who you really are. So can you bring the two into harmony instead of having them be totally separate? And saying, what does my soul want that my ego can support it with? Because the rule is that your ego serves the soul. It's kind of like a dog that you have to train. Otherwise, the dog will unpleasantness. The dog will be barking. The dog will be doing all this. So you have to train it. Get it in line. Train it to act right. You are your soul and your ego is your barking dog. Stop the dog from barking and get it in its cage. Get it acting right. That's what you can do. Now, Taurus. Trust the signs, Taurus. Trust all of the blocks and things adding up to your registrar. Trust that it's time to get out of your comfort zone because Taurus wants the familiar. It wants to remain things being the same. It wants things to be the way that they've always been. Eating at the same restaurant, the same thing. Having the same job. Making the money coming home. Doing all this kind of stuff. And it's time to break out of this. It's time to say, you know what? This comfort zone has really, really made me feel very good on the surface, but inside, I want to break free. I want change. I want to liberate myself from the status quo and change how I've been doing this because it doesn't feel free. That's the invitation for Taurus. It's time to release what you're currently content with. Time to let go of what you're already doing. Letting go of what you've already worked on. And move on. Now, the next piece is Taurus is a sign that's connected to the earth. It's connected to sensuality. It's connected to Mother Nature. It's connected to all the fruits and the beautiful things that we can enjoy. And so maybe it's time to be present for the grass, for the trees, for the flowers, for all these sensual things. Being green and the beautiful scenery. It's time to make the most of the scenery around you. Enjoy the flowers, the forest. Maybe you have a forest in your backyard. Maybe you go to the forest. Maybe you go to the stream. Maybe you cut flowers. Maybe you plant in your garden. Maybe you just take a walk out in nature. I mean, whatever you can do to be present, because I think that a walk in nature can help you to ground. Just be calm. Just be present. Just be here and now. Look and see all these beautiful things, all these wonderful things that you're seeing, that you're sensing, and doing a mindfulness walk in nature, I think, is really, really important. So it's about not losing touch with the here and now, and Spirit is handing you an opportunity here to stretch yourself, to expand, to get outside of your house, get out of your comfort zone, and to release this urge to stay stuck in a comfort zone. What comfort zone are you stuck into? Stuck with? What do you need to move beyond? And say, I'm ready to expand. I'm ready to grow. I'm ready to do something different this time. I'm ready to test myself. I'm ready to take a risk. I'm ready to be a bigger, better version of myself in all the mutile ways that I can be that. So take this opportunity as gold and make it happen for yourself. Now, Gemini, your best trait is flexibility, adaptability. So what can you do to change it up? What can you do to change up your routine? Change up anything stuck, anything stagnant, anything the same way that you've been doing it. Because I think that when you do this, you'll find greater value out of your life. When you can take a spontaneous idea that you have that you don't plan for and make it happen. Just say, I'm going to go to the PetSmart and buy some pet, supplies for my dog, and I didn't even plan on this. I'm going to go to the park, and I didn't plan on this. I'm going to make this new dish that I want to make, and I'm going to make it because this looks good and I want to try it. Like all these spontaneous ideas that you didn't plan for that you want to make happen. And maybe you're against taking action on these ideas because you're more about talking about them, you're more about writing them, you're more about thinking them and intellectualizing them, and not taking action. Because part of the equation of manifestation is the co-creation, is you taking action, making it happen. So what in your life do you want to talk about or watch videos on or read books on, but you have this idea and you're like, I want to act on this. So now is the time to make the idea real. Jupiter, Neptune gives you the dream, the vision. Jupiter, Uranus gives you the opportunity, but remember that sextile aspect that I was speaking about on the other video. Is sextile is where you have to actively go open up toward that opportunity. You can't just, it's not going to just come to you. I mean, it's going to be there, but it's up to you to act on it. So you have to open up the window and grab the cherries and take the cherries and into your own hands. The cherries are not going to come floating down to you. You actually have to collect them. So, remember the importance of taking action, the importance of actually being courageous to use the Aries quality of acting. Without always needing to intellectualize, talk about it, think about it, be about it. That's what I'm inviting you. And can you not get caught up in the shiny pieces of information? Such as, ooh, that looks interesting, oh, that looks interesting, oh, that bada. That thing right over there really, really catches my attention. And I want to learn about it, and I want to discover it, and I want to keep it very, very heavy-handedly. I want to understand it at a deeper level. That's what your thing should be, not, oh, that looks interesting, oh, that's great, oh, that's great, oh, that's great. It becomes superficial, it becomes dilated, it becomes really, really difficult to go deep with. So if it's difficult to go deep with, now's the time to release. Now's the time to say, I'm actually delving in. And I'm actually taking the deep dive into this. That's what you can really do, is to take the deep dive into whatever, you're doing. So then Cancer, what opportunities can you make the most of? Because Cancer is about the home. Cancer is about the family. We have to remember Cancer wants its comfort zone. Cancer needs its emotional security. Cancer needs to be in its home, tucked in, nice and cozy with a nice blanket or a nice robe on, nice family members. It likes its home environment. It likes to be comfy. But now is this opportunity to maybe you need to relocate. And relocating could mean rearranging things in your home. It could be locating to a new home. It could be maybe not staying in the same rooms in your house that you're currently in. Maybe going to different rooms in your house, doing different things in your house that you're currently used to doing. Relocate. And this could be new approaches to doing things in your home. Maybe you're opening up to new ways of being in your home environment. You're like, I want to try this and I want to experiment with that. And what vision do you have that feels like a vibrational match? Cancer only takes action on something when it feels safe to do so, when it feels emotionally safe. Like okay, it feels safe, I feel secure, I feel like nothing bad's going to happen, nothing dangerous is going to happen, I'm not going to get hurt emotionally, psychologically, physically by this. It doesn't take its spike on right in the roughest terrain and do whatever, take those, foolish risks. Like Cancer is not known for doing that. So what are you doing that feels safe? And when you do what feels safe to you, Cancer, you'll feel easily like it's a vibrational match to you, like it feels right to you, like it resonates for you. So that's an invitation. And then acting on, expanding your home environment. Maybe doing things in your home environment that feel new, that feel interesting, that feel like you've never done them before, yet that you feel secure about it. You feel like, okay, I can do this and I'll be okay with it. I can do this and I'll be protected. I will be secured. I will be safe in this process of whatever risk, whatever action I am taking with this. And then you can really, really make it happen for you in your own life in that kind of way. Now, Leo, what's that dream that you have? Because Leo wants to be center stage. It wants to shine. It wants to celebrate itself. Leo is a sign that rules the little thing that you sort of spin around on the TV kind of thing. That's what I picture when it comes to Leo. Also, the wooden counter. That's kind of a orangish color, with Leo energy. And what this represents is your dreams are on table. Your dreams are right there in front of you. They're just dangling, and that carrot is not going to be ripped away from you. It's actually the carrot's dangling so that you can reach out and grab that opportunity and take it in your hands. So what do you want to do right here and now? Because Leo acts in the moment. Leo lives for the present moment. The energy of Leo is about seizing the moment, making the most of the here and now. So what new opportunities are being presented to you right here and right now that you're like, I didn't see that before. That wasn't previously in my awareness before. That didn't enter my mind before. This is new information. This is interesting. And you know what? This feels fun. This feels liberating. This feels exciting. And I want to make it happen. So now's the time to do just that. Make it happen. Now, you do want to be discerning about the opportunities that you go into, though, because Leo can be a very, very materialistic sign. It can be very, very attracted to, nice things in the store, the Chanel bag, the shoes, the clothing, the china, the books, the nice fancy food, the luxurious food that costs a lot of money. Whatever online or in the physical store that costs money can really, really get caught in that fancy, living of that. And so, when it comes to this urge to buy all these things, this impulse buy to hoard all these things in your satchel and maintain a sense of harmony within yourself by taking all these things and keeping them to yourself, now is the opportunity to ask, do I really need all this? Do I really need X, Y, and Z to feel happy, to feel safe, to feel secure, to feel well. Because once you can evaluate what you do and do not need, you can really, really get out of your ego. You can really, really get out of the temptations that are provided to you by the external stimuli of what is going on with your ego, of what it provides on the ego level. You can really, really get out of sort of what the ego is sort of giving you in terms of, thinking that you need all this stuff to be happy, thinking that you need all these bells and whistles to be happy, all these really, really good things. These really, really fancy things, really, really high-end marketing things. But excuse me. Every time I yawn in these videos, I just catch myself immediately going, oh, I shouldn't have done that. But it's just a natural thing. This morning I kind of overslept. Like, I woke up, and then I just went right back to sleep for like an hour or so, So, maybe the energy of this, Star of David astrological configuration, all these planets combining in the middle of July is really, making me tired. I don't know what it is, but I do know that the Star of David formation begins today. Yeah. So, all right. So, now, do you really need these things? Are these things really necessary for your happiness? Will these things satisfy you on an ego level? Do these things really fill you up? Or are these things unnecessary? Do I not need these things? Because these commercials that we see, we think we need all this stuff, but we really don't. The soul doesn't need a lot to be happy. It needs a very, very simple things. It's very, very essential things, very, very earthy things. It needs peace and things to fill it up, things to nourish it, not all these bells and whistles. So eliminating the bells and whistles is your next sort of target with this. And then what is your personal version of creative self-expression? And in the moment, maybe this is a dream or desire you have, that may be a creative dream, that maybe it involves creative self-expression. Like if you always wanted to start a YouTube channel, now's the time to start it during this month of July. Starting that YouTube channel and expressing yourself with creativity, whether it be cooking, or whether it be music, or whether it be like I'm doing now with astrology, expressing my creativity through the astrological information that I am giving you. It could be, sharing stories, or it could be writing a blog or some other type of creative thing. It could be a podcast of some kind. Whatever it is, the universe is offering you a gold opportunity. There is a diamond in the rough, and can you go to that diamond and pull that out and take it for yourself? Because that diamond in the rough is, it has your name on it. That thing that you want to do, that thing you want to make happen in your life, that involves creative self-expression, that involves your sort of right brain, well-hearted energy, that thing is calling your name. That thing is calling your name. It's time for you to take advantage of it. So, Virgo. Now, with Virgo, what needs to happen here is this breaking out issue. So breaking out of your day-to-day lifestyle, breaking out of what you normally do. You do your daily routine with, with all the tasks that you do. I keep telling you this over and over again. I mentioned this on previous videos, where Virgo is bound by the routine. Virgo needs a routine to feel safe and secure. It needs the same things. It needs stability, and real earth signs need the same thing, even though Virgo is very, very mutable. It's not afraid to change the routine. But sometimes you're so stuck in the, the routine, that you're not open to changing it and making it flexible, because one of the downsides of Virgo is really, really making the routine really rigid. Incredibly rigid. Like, I've got to follow this certain structure, and I've got to do all these things at this certain time, and I've got to, check things off the list, at this time, and I've got to uphold this routine. And I can't veer away from it. This is the stuck routine, when it's not, because life is going to throw you curveballs. Life is going to throw you those experiences that you didn't expect, that you were unprepared for, that shake up this routine. And these two outer planets aspecting Jupiter are inviting you to change, to have something more spiritual. Like, what is the more spiritual vision that you've just gotten, like a sudden flash of insight? Like, I want to do this thing differently. I want to change the routine. I want to create a new routine. I want to break this up and add things to it, or take things out that can make me feel free. Now, what information that you've checked over in a detail-oriented way that you want to share? Because Uranus and Gemini aspecting Jupiter and Leo in a sextile, Uranus and Gemini, is about sharing information, networking, communicating. So what is that information? Because likely, if it's Virgo, Virgo is very, very discriminating and discerning. It looks over the information and it checks it off. It has a pen, and it just checks off dot, 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 red line, blue line, black line, yellow line, like it goes through, boop, 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 like it has a, line across the things that it doesn't need, like going on a test and checking off the elements of it that are unnecessary, that, that you don't need, that you don't need to be there. So, and leaving what you do. So, what do you need to change, or get rid of, and what information you need to check over again? Because remember, during this time, Mercury is still retrograde, so we're re-looking at information, we're re-evaluating the information, we're re-seeing the information over again, we're reviewing it. So maybe you are checking over this information, having your pen and having your detail-oriented mind, where you're checking over this and making sure it's worthy, that I've checked the facts, that this information is worthy of sharing out to the world in a YouTube video, or in an article, or just people in your world, like this information is good, this information is taken care of, it is accurate, it is logical, it is meant to be. And what inspiration do you have to bring out those talented, gifted parts of you that you probably buried? Because Virgo is no exception to anyone, really, because Virgo, like everyone else, has its own unique talents that may or may not be practical and, things that you do on the tangible level. But what are those gifts that you have that make you uniquely you? Not just your sun sign, because Virgo is the energy of breaking things apart and putting things back together. So you could say that Virgo is not the most creative. So you cannot look at your sun, moon, and rising sign alone. You have to look at elements of your chart. And if you have a lot of Leo and Pisces in your chart, then that may make you incredibly creative. But you've repressed those talents because you were probably taught, like, you have to be true to the routine. You have to focus on getting your tasks done. A plus B must equal C. You have to focus on being logical, being linear, getting things done efficiently. So you put those talents and gifts that you really, really like and enjoy, that are so true for you, on the back burner, and you've not brought those out and let those talents shine and speak for themselves, and embrace those talents with really, really living out those talents. So now is the time when you want to bring out the talents that, that you've repressed, that you've ignored, that you've, not acknowledged or not, really embraced at this time. And just have fun, color, draw, paint, be creative, bring out those talents. Okay, so then Libra now. Now, with Libra energy, Libra is all about relationship. It is the relational sign of the Zodiac. It is, all about wanting a partner. It sort of, one of the things you can associate with Libra is the bicycle built for two model. You're riding along the countryside, and you're with your partner, and you're just enjoying the scenery and what's going on, the beautiful birds, the beautiful trees, or the flowers, or whatever, and you're just sharing the moment together. Libra wants to share experiences with another, doesn't want to experience things alone. So, with it, you can think about, like, what is your ideal partner like? What is your ideal mate like? If you were to know a partner, and if you were to have a committed relationship with them, who would they be, and what would they be like? What are their traits and qualities? What are their interests? What are their, talents? And what kinds of experiences do you want to have with them? What kinds of nice things do you want to share with them? What are their strengths? What are their weaknesses? What are their pros? What are their cons? What are their gifts? And what are their caveats? Being able to evaluate both sides and choosing a partner that is compatible to you if you're single and you're looking for somebody in a relationship, or it could be a friend relationship, not just a romantic relationship. But maybe you're in a relationship already. And how can you make that relationship, more ideal? How can you make it where the person in the relationship is reciprocating what you gave already, reciprocating what you wanted already, and giving you this thing already, giving you love, this reward in return, this attention, this this I don't know, this nice thing, this gift to you, and you're like, I'm not having this reciprocated back to me, and I'm giving, and I'm not getting anything in return. So, making an ideal relationship, an ideal partner, or an ideal relationship, depending upon the situation you're in, it can depend on a lot of various factors. I will say that you have the power to make the relationship what you want it to be, and you deserve to live that ideal relationship that you want, a very, very harmonious, kind relationship where you're respecting the others respecting you. And the key is for both partners to be in their authenticity and to respect each other's authenticity, being true to themselves, and respecting each other's feelings and what each other wants, having healthy boundaries, like all that is what it means to have authenticity in relationships. So, how can this occur for you? That's what you can really ask yourself. is, how can you make this happen for yourself? Yeah. So you also want to think about what imagination can you bring out? Because Libra is a really, really creative sign. And so it may be art, it may be beauty, it may be music, or whatever your, version of art, what is artistic, what is beautiful. Like, now is the time, where you may want to bring that out. Where you may want to just say, I'm going to just be really, really, use my imagination. And I'm going to create something, paint something, color something, or, do whatever that is me being my creative self, like me showing my creative spark, that I have, creative zest and juice that I have for myself. So maybe now is the time to bring out the creative side of who you are, with whatever you're doing on that level, painting or whatever. It may not be the stereotypical things that we deem as creative, whatever you define as creative, that may be good. And then, can you manifest the relationship you want? This is what I was talking about earlier, like going back to what I was saying earlier about. So part of it is art and beauty. There's just a little small aspect of it, but the main here is what changes can you make with who is in your life that you like, to make the relationship more flowing, more harmonious, more authentic, more just better for you, more vibrational match to you, having a higher spiritual ideal for a more compassionate, loving relationship where you are building you are building happy memories of being together with another. And Libra wants to relate to another. Libra is very, very charmed toward another, very, very attracted to people intellectually, because it's an air sign, so it wants to relate, wants to share conversations, and it needs that back and forth, it needs that validation, it needs to relate and talk and exchange ideas. And Libra likes to play with people. Sort of use people as their sort of playthings. Like it's their entertainment. It's what fills them up. It's what gives them vitality and energy. So how can you make the most out of that and really take the most advantage of that? So then Scorpio. Now, Scorpio has this negative tendency, and I've spoken about this before with Scorpio, is getting into other people's business, nosing into what other people are doing. That's really, really dark. Getting involved with other people. I'm not talking about the strangers that you see in the waiting room when you're waiting to get yourself checked up, but just in your life, work situation you're in, like always needing to know things, always needing to know what's in your environment, always needing to dig below and find the secrets. Find what's hidden, because Scorpio just wants to dig into the truth. It wants the truth. It wants to probe, and it wants to ask really, really probing questions and do its digging, do its investigating, like it's an investigator. And this is an opportunity to really be aware, like, okay, I am getting into other people's business, and I shouldn't be. Stop leaking into codes. It's about, where we need to respect each other's privacy, and we need to respect each other's, own life, not gossiping, not, putting our nose in where it doesn't belong, so to speak. We need to, understand healthy separation. Like, this is a lesson I'm learning as a Taurus, to separate myself from others. That way, I am not just merging with others and getting into everybody else's business with what they are doing, with what's going on with them, with what everybody's up to, with what's going on with everybody, with what their secrets are, asking them to reveal their psychological feelings, their deeper, darker secrets. Like that's what Scorpio is interested in. And instead, can we not push others to give us the answers that we want? And it's kind of for self-oriented reasons, like it's, kind of for selfish reasons. Like, we have to understand where, we end and others begin, and understand boundaries between the other person. If they don't want to talk about it, then don't keep pushing them to talk about it, because they're not going to. So can we not be really, really pushy with that going on here? So then the next thing is, what opportunity do you have presented to you with these aspects going on? And what passion does it stir up inside of you? Because Scorpio responds and acts from a place of passion. It wants to act on its passions. It wants to make its passions realities in its life. So, what do you want to act upon that is based off of your passions? Excuse me. Because Scorpio has passions, and it only wants to act on something if it feels passionately enough about it. So, what passion is inside of you that you just want to take action on, that you just want to act on, that you just want to make happen in your life? That I feel so passionate about, painting, or writing, or cooking, or whatever it is. That there are these opportunities for me to express and live out this passion, and it's up to you to actively take advantage of it, because the Uranus sextile Jupiter aspect is a sextile, and sextiles are windows of opportunity that it's up to you to take advantage of. So, and then actually making the passions happen, like actually seeing the opportunities to make the passions real, make the passions tangible, not just escaping reality, smoking in a bathtub, and just letting yourself go completely, and not being real, and not actually manifesting your passions, but escaping into, sex and drugs and all this really, really dirty, filthy habit patterns. That I will not be having any sex or drugs or alcohol consumption in my life. Mark my words, okay? I will not engage in that at all, because I know where that will lead. It can become very, very destructive and really, really unhealthy, and I will not walk the paths of those who destroy their body and their mental health and whatever by these really no. I want to live a clean life. I want to be a clean person. So, can we pursue our passions out in the world? Can we make them happen out into the world, and do all this really, really easily? Can we do this? That's what we're being invited with right now. So, Sagittarius, how can you show what is called open-minded compassion? Because Sagittarius wants to travel, wants to expand its mind, and when it does this, it wants to be open-minded towards other people's ideas. And one of the most compassionate things that you can show to others is open-mindedness. Like really, really being open to what they're saying and what their ideas are. With what they are doing, with what they're saying. They have these really, really strong ideas. And, you're open-minded toward understanding the other's perspective. And when you're the person to talk to, when you're open to new ideas and being someone that the other person can bounce ideas off of, and you bounce ideas off of them, and then you have this reciprocal relational, conversation, then there is a compassion there that's, inherent. You show compassion, you show kindness, you show understanding, you show openness and sort of generosity of spirit with this interaction. So thinking about your relationships and thinking about the open-mindedness aspect of it. So, it's really up to you to have those conversations, to have those interactions. And, what opportunities to expand your mind, is the universe opening up for you. Because Sagittarius wants to expand. Sagittarius wants to grow and, do all this. So what new opportunities to, to open up and learn new things are you being presented with? Because Sagittarius needs to grow and go beyond what it knows. And I'm going to talk about that with Capricorn. What ideas to expand, to grow, to learn came out of nowhere. Like, I want to travel to this country, or I want to learn about this thing, or I want to explore this thing or avenue of interest, or I want to, do this thing that I've never done before, or I've never tried yet. And it just came out of nowhere, came out of left field. And you're like, I want to try this. I want to give this a chance. And I want to make this happen for myself and make it a reality. So that's something that you can think about there. Now, Capricorn, what possibilities for your life are you not seeing? Because Capricorn can really, really box itself into something very, very limiting and very constraining, with needing to remain just really, 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 very, very small and really, really stuck with, whatever you're doing. Because Capricorn follows the book. That card in Call It Baron reads, Wisdom of the Oracle, by the book. That's Capricorn. It follows the rules that have been written out, that have been followed by other people for a long period of time. And so how can you expand beyond what you already know? Beyond what you're already familiar with. Beyond what you're already comfortable with in your own life. How can you expand beyond what you already know to be true through the rules that you followed, with the ways of being that you've followed and you've done before? Like trying out new things, like experimenting, testing things out, doing things that you've never done before, moving in new directions, breaking the rules, and doing things your own way, going about achieving your goals with your own way, with I'm not climbing up this side of the mountain, I'm climbing up another side of the mountain to get to the same destination. I am taking a break and working on these days, or I'm using this tool to write out my book, or I'm using this tool to change up how I edit my videos, or whatever it is. I'm very, very, I'm kind of in a rut with my examples, so sorry about that. But, I never mind. I'm not going to shame my Mercury placement. But anyway, how can you, go beyond that and look beyond it and see new possibilities? And what goals do you want to achieve? Whatever the goal is, because Capricorn is the manifesting monster. It wants to achieve that goal, wants to make it happen. wants to make it tangible, make it real. It wants to see it as full form. It wants to taste it, touch it, feel it, sense it, be with it. Capricorn says, if you have an idea, and if you want to do something, make it happen. Don't just have the idea. Like, it does not see the point of just having a vision and an idea unless you're going to make it happen. Like, if you're going to say that you're going to do it, then do it. You know, like, Capricorn is like, deliver on it. Manifest it. Capricorn demands manifestation, and it demands that of itself. It has the expectation of itself of manifesting it. It is a high achieving sign. And as a high achieving sign, it wants to, Capricorn wants results from it. In order to get the results, you have to make it a reality. So now, in order to make your goals a reality, and in order to find new approaches of doing things, the final piece of the puzzle is releasing pessimism, releasing this negative tendency of catastrophizing, seeing the grit in the pearl, seeing the hole in the donut, seeing the dark instead of the light, seeing all these these negative possibilities. Like what is your delete key that you can say peace and joy whenever you start thinking very, very negatively? Like training yourself out of thinking negatively and having a negative attitude into having a positive attitude. And I'm not perfect at this, and it is a skill that you are teaching yourself to have a default as something positive, have a default of something good, something that gives you joy, something that raises your vibration instead of lowers it. To be in a good mood, and to become more optimistic in a way where you have a good attitude. You have a you think in those kind of ways. With you're seeing the potentials of this, you're seeing what it the new possibilities. You're seeing all that you can do. You're seeing all that this could manifest as, and you're living in a reality where you're seeing the abundance of possibilities. That's where it can become really, really huge for you to think in this way, to think in a more positive way, and to achieve your goals in this kind of a way. So that's Capricorn. Now, Aquarius. What would you do if you weren't afraid of standing out and doing things differently? Because Aquarius is a sign of being the rebel. Aquarius is a sign of standing out, going out of the box, getting out of the box, and changing it up. Not following tradition, not following the book. Well, I talked to Capricorn about this, about not following the herd. So how are you following the herd? Where you are, you're not afraid of standing out, and doing all this. So now is the opportunity to to do things in a different way that you haven't done them before. And what would you do if you didn't feel like you would get judged or shamed, or what you did that would be so different would be rejected? What would you do? That's the very, very first thing to consider. And what do you want to do that is based on heart coherence and what you want to do in terms of your heart, what you feel inspired to act upon, what you want to enjoy doing, what you want to really, really act on, what you want to experience, what do you want to see happen in your life based off of what your heart wants. and not just a hyper-rational mindset. Just doing it because it's just logical and rational, and it actually goes past and bypasses your emotions, your passions, your interests, because the opposite sign Leo says connect to your heart, connect to your passions. So, to not hold in the quality of your heart, to not deny your heart, to not deny what your heart wants. Because your heart may want something very, very different than your logical mind may want. It may want to be its creative self, may want to run up the hill, may want to throw new pencils in. It may want to color the grass a different color. It may want to create this manuscript or something new. It may want to create a new docu-series that you just had the inspiration to create. Well, like, you can have inspirations or ideas, but really it has to feel inspirational. The inspiration comes from your heart energy. So what is that inspiration that you're being called now to take advantage of that opportunity to act upon that heart inspiration? Because Jupiter aspecting both Neptune and Uranus is in Leo, so it's about the heart. It's about acting with your heart as the center stage, following the call of your heart. So, what is the shadow of, just being so cold that it just, lacks feeling? We need to be very, very mindful of the new age that we're moving into with the technology and the AI, and, we have to remember what it feels like to be human. And that is to have a heart, to have emotions, to have inspirations, to have all these things which cannot be found by technology or logic. And then the final thing is to draw boundaries. Because I talked about the low road of Jupiter trine Neptune as we have no boundaries, we're all one. So the key thing here is to give others space, to give others breathing room in the relationship. That's what we need. To give others that space to be who they want to be in relationships, and not constrain them, not confine them to certain rules or certain standards or, whatever of who they are supposed to be. We are allowing them to be themselves. Where they are fully allowed to be, who they are, uniquely, authentically. And, we're giving others, this space to just be and to, live in their own, energy, really. So, we are allowing them, because we need freedom. If we don't have freedom, then we don't have love. So how are you confining others? And how can you release this tendency of confining others with allowing others the space to just be their authentic selves? So then finally, we're moving on to the last sign of the zodiac, which is Pisces. So this is going to be very, very, quicker reading, I feel like. The big key theme with Pisces is to take the dreams. Take the dream and make it real. Make it tangible. So what is that dream, and what do you want to, make real for yourself? So this is really all about, whatever you're dreaming, whatever you're envisioning, how can you make that a reality? How can you make it real? How can you make it actually play a part of, in this life? How can you make this dream a real reality for yourself? And And what are you called on to act in terms of the dream? What kind of dream can you make real? Because Pisces spends so much time dreaming and fantasizing and reflecting on it, and doesn't know how to materialize or struggles with the materialization of that dream, because it just they live in the dream world. Pisces is soft feminine energy. It's receptive. It doesn't go out and chase and push, take action, do those kind of things. But now you're being invited with this opportunity by your ruling planet and by Uranus to take action on the spiritual vision, take action on the dream, and take the first step to co-create with the universe, because you are connected to spirit, you're connected to the divine, but you're just not victim to it. You have personal power, and you have personal power to create that dream, to actively be a participant in making that dream a reality with doing your part, your sovereign part, to take action and move towards that and act with the universe as it's reciprocal, like it's giving you a lot of things that you're surrendering to with the signs of what it's giving, but you're ultimately taking action. You're working with the universe. What do you call that's very, very important. And maybe this dream or this vision comes from a higher realm, something channeled down from the higher dimensions, the higher plane, the higher perspective. Maybe this dream comes from your imagination or from the spirit realm. Because Pisces sort of comes from the spirit realm and transcends it down to reality, 3D reality. So now it's time to channel that down to 3D and act on the dream and vision in the 3D and go after that dream and vision. That's what Pisces Sun, Moon, and Rising is invited to consider at this time. So those are your horoscopes for Jupiter, sextile Neptune and sextile Uranus and trine Neptune, both of these two aspects in harmony with Uranus and Neptune. I hope that you enjoyed your horoscopes. I hope you got something out of your reading with the insights that you probably gained from this. I love to hear those insights in the comments section below. You can like this video, share this video, follow this podcast, subscribe to me on Substack. I've just started posting on Substack. I'm going to continue posting on there. I post regularly on Substack. I'll be adding to it. This video will be in 3 places: YouTube, Substack, and Spotify. So you'll be able to see this video with everything going on there. And I'd love you to become part of this community, this like-minded community that we are building on YouTube. I know I'm really, really small. My channel is really, really teeny tiny. And let us build this channel and grow it into something big and something with a like-minded, open-hearted, and loving community. And yeah, let's let's all be participants in building that. So if you watch this video and you like what I have to offer, then I'd love you to add to this community by making your contribution to this channel and subscribing to it. So anyway, thank you for tuning in. I will see you next time, and bye for now.